Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Everton versus West Bromwich Albion at Goodison Park. A chance for Everton to start the season with back-to-back victories. And also a League Cup one in the middle. Big chance for Everton, I think. To do nothing else. Don't mention what could happen if they win. We don't discuss such things. But yeah, real opportunity for Everton to lay down a marker early in the season.
Yeah, definitely. West Brom at home, newly promoted. I think the thing is, you go to Spurs, which is a tough game, and you win the game. You've got to back it up with a home victory the week later. You know, we haven't won, as was well documented, too many of those away games against teams who finish at the top end of the league. So it's been a while, 40 games. But you have to, if you do get that victory, you have to make sure your next home game that you get the win. And I think if Everton can win, then it'll have been a great week for us, and I think it'll just set the tempo for the season. I think in the past we've had a good result and have never not never, because obviously we have, but like in recent years we haven't really ever been able to follow it up with another solid result which really gets the value out of that away win. And I think if we do this week, it'll be it's a big thing, because I think you have those checklists in the season, so get your first away win out the way quickly. Now can we get our first home win this season out the way quickly? And if we can do that, it'll have been a great start for them.
Yeah, and ultimately, you know, if Everton have got any ambitions, and we say this every year, but if Everton have got any ambitions of finishing European places, these are the games you have to win. These are the games you have to win these games all season, home and away, really. You know, it's a newly promoted team. They haven't brought a lot of players in. They haven't much time. So obviously that goes against them. We seen them last week playing Leicester, trying to dig in, trying to make it tough for Leicester. They went for a 4-5-1. And it worked for a good hour. Leicester got a goal, then a couple of penalties. So it's not going to be easy to break down this West Brom side. Everton are going to have to show a little bit more guile. You know, the purpose is on them. Everything's on us as the home side. But as a side who've got better players, you've got Premier League players, you've got international players, to take the game to them. And that comes a different pressure from last week. Yes, we went to Spurs and it wasn't like we played on the counter-attack or anything. We kept the ball. But it's going to be up to us to open them up, and that, as I said, shows we'll have to show another side of us. You know, those clean-cut chances are going to have to be taken. That's what sides who tend to finish in Europe do as well. In those European spaces, they'll take those chances if they come along. So I think we have to show, like you've just said, something a little bit more than what we have in previous years. We've not had, say in the last few years, we've had great records against teams who've been promoted. Or teams who've been relegated ultimately in that season as well. So we have to be at it on Saturday. And I think the atmosphere amongst the players now, and certainly from Carlo Ancelotti, is, you know, you've had your chance back in the last season. Give players a chance in the League Cup who were on the edges of the squad. Yeah,
definitely.
This has now got to be professional. We've got to, you know, with signings like James Rodriguez, Decore and Allen, we've got a midfield that can open these teams up, dominate possession. It has to be about taking those chances, full stop.
I mean, you just said there, you know, in recent years we haven't done that. Well, Everton are actually winless in the last 4 home meetings with newly promoted sides.
That's awful.
And before that, we'd won 10 on the run against them. So it's shown that the last, you know, I mean, last season,
mentality.
2 of our home defeats last season were Norwich and Bournemouth, they got relegated. You know, it's just simply not good enough. So, in fact, it was the last home defeat was Norwich. Ancelotti took over. We didn't lose a home game in 11 until the last day of the season with Bournemouth, who went down. So that is that is something we have to correct this weekend, and there's no question about that. I mean, West Brom, like you said, they stayed in the game against Leicester at the weekend for an hour. But, you know, Slaven Bilic had gone with almost a 5-4-1 formation for the opening day, possibly thinking, let's just get off to an unbeaten start. And, you know, they'd had 35% possession at home against Leicester. I know Rodgers tries to dominate possession, but they don't always do it. It's more like a mid thing. So you're right, we're going to be having had large periods of the game at Tottenham at the weekend, dominating, and it only really flipped in the last 15 when we ran out of a bit of steam. Those players will have all had another week of fitness. Obviously, we were able to rest 10 of them in the Salford game. Only Michael Keane played the 2. So, you know, I expect Everton to be on the front foot, really, from the word go. But one of the things that we'll have to do is these will probably come with a bit of a low block, and we're going to have to get the goal first and make them come out a little bit. Yeah. And listen, we were very good against Spurs. We've got to be able to take our chances. It's simple as that. You know, Richarlison round the goalie and skying it. None of that this weekend. You know, we need him. We need him to have his shooting boots on without a shadow of a doubt. But like you say, you know, West Brom will probably try and nick a point, and it's up to Everton to
the emphasis is always on us, isn't it? When you're playing home, the emphasis is on us. They'll try and, like you said, low block, try and set pieces and things like that, and it's up to us to show them no encouragement. In any game, an early goal can change the way, the style of
the team plays. Really,
yeah. I think we have to be brave. I think we have to, have get in their faces, have a real go, not let them. It's different because there's no crowd there. Of course, there's no crowd, so it's different. Players have had, nearly a week's rest. As you mentioned, Michael Keane was the only starter. Lucas Dean come on, but really didn't have to do much. And
he wasn't bombing up and down.
No, and West Brom were the same. They changed all their. They had a win in the week against Harrogate. They changed all their players as well, so it's the same for them. They'll have been working all week for this game, and I think this is where we've got this game, and we've got Palace next week, and we've got Brighton coming up ahead of the Merseyside derby. These are the games where this team has to establish itself. It has to. It's great, like you said before. It's great going to Spurs' first game of the season and getting a victory, but it is all about consistency. It's about consistency of performance, and then hopefully consistency of result comes following that. We've won one game. It doesn't mean anything until we get 6 or 7 games in, and then we have a little look at it and go, well, what have we done so far? So let's hope Saturday. Minds are on it again. Our players training, those sets of players training for this weekend, and hopefully we can get a positive result. You're
looking at Everton start till the first international break, which is after Brighton, and you're looking at it last week, Saturday. You're going, okay, we've got Spurs away, tough game, and then we've got West Brom, Palace, and Brighton before the break. You look and go, well, can we get a point at Spurs, and can we win those 3, or certainly win the 2 home games and get a point at Palace and finish the first block of 4 games with 9 points maybe. But we've won the first one. So now we've got 3 games that I think if Everton are going to try to get into the top 6, they need 7 points from 9 at least out of them. If we're going to challenge for the European spot, teams like Arsenal will be looking at that block of games and going 9 points.
Yeah.
They would, because they want to be up there. Leicester probably look at them and go 7 to 9 points out the next 3. Same with Wolves, same with Manchester United, same with Tottenham. So if we're going to be talked about in that same conversation with those teams, then it's about being able. Now, you can't look too far ahead. Of course, we can't. We can't look ahead and go, we beat these, and then we'll go to Palace and win there, then we'll spank Brighton at home, and then this. You can't look like that. It's what's in front of you. What's in front of us is West Brom's side, who've just lost the first league game of the season, had the moral boost and victory in the week. It's now they're coming to Goodison. They'll come and try and dig in and get a point. And we've got to show that our quality, because we've got better players than them. That's the way it is. It's not being disrespectful to them. We simply have. And it's a case of us now being able to prove it. It's not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. So we have to go out and show our quality. We proved it at Tottenham on Sunday when maybe we caught them a little bit by surprise how good we were. They've had a week. But it's really about getting, when we get them and we're pushing them back, it's about taking our opportunities. Because, let's be honest, we could have ended that Spurs game 3-0 winners at the weekend. We missed good chances at 1-0, good chances to kill it. So this weekend, we're not always going to get away with that. You know, we might be 1-0 up in a game and miss chances in the opposition, get a corner, and then...
Yeah.
I remember the last time West Brom beat us at Goodison.
Yeah.
We had, I think it was the most attempts we'd had a goal in the Premier League game. 35 attempts, I think it was, and they had 2. We got beat 1-0. We scored off a corner early on, and we battered them all day. We couldn't score. And that's how games can go.
Yeah.
So we have to come out against these, push them onto the back foot, get in front, and show no mercy.
And the big thing for me, in terms of going forward, is it's about creating something. It's about creating an order around the football team where you go there and you're already worried. You already you don't look at a game going, we can get something out of this today. You look at it so that people are looking at Everton going, oh, again, going back to the old, it's a tough place to go, one of the hardest places to go, whether there's fans there or not. And that simply comes from having a good side. Yeah. And this, as I said, it's one game, so hopefully, you know, Alan Decore, James Rodriguez, they've had a week of training, you know, and be a week fitter, and hopefully we see them more dominant.
Well, we didn't have to use Dom on Wednesday. We didn't have to use Richarlison on Wednesday. So they'll be fresh. Yeah. Luca Dean come on and play with his flip-flops on, but didn't have to bomb up and down. Was just where he was. Michael Keane was very good. We weren't under pressure, so they weren't chasing things constantly. So they're okay. Jordan Pickford, good performance at Tottenham's had a week off. So the players have Seamus Coleman. So they're all there. The freshness will be there. Some of the lads who played the other night will be on the bench and they'll want another little bit of it. So we have to look at it like you've just said. And can we get out? Can we have a quick start? Yeah. Can we get them chasing the game early on and then look to pick them off as well? Hopefully, and that's what it's about. The team is good. The team, to be honest, last year's team would have been good enough to beat them. I'm not saying it would have done. Yeah. It would have been good enough too. And it's about proving it.
It'd be really nice in a game like this to see James Rodriguez, you know, get a goal, wouldn't it? Get off the mark in a game like this, or create a goal, you know.
Just get the first
get the mark. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get the marker down straight away. Playing at Goodison Park, first game Goodison Park, just getting that little thing so people go, oof.
We want teams, you just said it there, we want teams to go, got Everton away next week. It's our game, they're going to have a lot of the ball, you know, and expect to come to Goodison and expect not to win, essentially. Now, I'm not saying any team can go and win anywhere, it depends on the game, but they go to the game with trepidation. And I think at times we do have that. Our home record tells you that we do. Yeah. But last year we had Norwich City at home. Yeah. And they had one away and they were dreadful and they come and we weren't switched on and they beat us 2-0. And then we kind of made sure that didn't happen again until Bournemouth. Last game of the season. Okay, I know they needed something and we didn't, but even so, their quality wasn't as good as Everton's and they beat us. So we've got to go out. I'm sure the manager will be saying, listen, this is a great opportunity to sit 6 points after your opening 2 games and, you know, have another week before we go to Palace. All right, we'll have the Fleetwood game in between, but in terms of the league, nicely spaced out. We've got another game next Saturday. We've won the opening 2 games. Let's build from there. And players buy into that then. I'm going to do the facts because I know that last week you bemoaned it, but we won. So there you go. West Brom have won 2 of the last 12 games at Goodison. Against no side of West Brom kept more clean sheets in the Premier League than Everton. Everton and Sunderland. Incredible. Done the Everton winless in the last 4 against promoted teams. And if Everton were to win on Saturday, it'd be the first time since the 2012-13 season we've won back-to-back the opening 2 Premier League games. When we beat United and Aston Villa, wasn't it? 3-1 at Villa. I'm not doing that one because that's just pushing it too far, and I'm not doing that one either. James Rodriguez created 5 chances on his Premier League debut last week, the most by a debutant in the competition since Alexis Sanchez. Since the start of last season, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is Everton's highest goal scorer in the Premier League. Ooh,
There you
not
go.
good enough though. While Lucas Dean provided more assists than any other player at the club, 8. These two players combined for Everton's win. And Everton's Theo Walcott scored a hat-trick against West Brom in the Premier League in May 2015 for Arsenal. He's failed to net in each of his 6 appearances against them since. So if he gets any time, he's due a goal.
Sounds very Theo with that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very Theo. Yeah, 3 points. Let's keep the good feeling going and build into this season. Because
who knows?
We want to.
Lynn, I hope you have a lovely weekend after this weekend, every week.
Yeah, there you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you confident? Do you think we can make it back-to-back Premier League wins to start the season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want more great videos, live daily videos, join us on Patreon. The link is in the description. See you later.